everyone, welcome to day 21 of the ETL2 challenge with Treadmill. So I am in the kitchen and I am going to be making a recipe on there. I looked up tofu on Dr. Furman's website because I have some tofu and thought, well, let's make something with that. And it came down to picking between two recipes, both of which sound really good. One is a chili recipe where you actually freeze the tofu and thaw it and then crumble it up and put it in your chili, kind of like a meat substitute, I guess. And that one would be of interest, but A, I didn't have frozen tofu that I could have thawed, and B, it takes like an hour to cook and I wasn't really interested in doing that. So the other one is Chickpea Tuno salad. So this sounds like it would be a good recipe, so I'm going to give this one a shot. I'm actually making half of the batch of a recipe because I don't know what it's going to taste like, and it looks like it's going to make a lot. So we're just going to go ahead and do half of the recipe. It should cut in half pretty easily, not too big a deal. So first things first, you'd have two different things in your kitchen that you're going to make dirty that you get to clean with this recipe, but it's not too bad. So a food processor is one, and then the other one will be a blender, and you can just use a small blender for this. You don't have to have a big one. But first thing that you're going to use your food processor, which I have on the counter. You actually only have to do two things in this one first. So like I said, I'm doing half of a recipe. So 1 can of chickpeas that have been drained and rinsed. And then also you want 1/2 cup of raw blanched almonds. So I actually just bought some slivered almonds at the store, and these have nothing in them but almonds. There's no salt or anything like that on here. So, and this is about 1/2 cup. So I actually did buy 2 of these because I had every intention of making a full recipe and decided that I didn't really want to have a full recipe. So anyways, so that's going to go in here, and I'm going to open this. Thought maybe there'd be a nice little pull tab on here that you could open it with. Yep, there is. And put that in there. Okay. So you're just supposed to pulse this until it says until coarsely chopped. So I'm going to pulse that, and then when that's done, I'm going to add 2 more ingredients and pulse it a few more times, and then put it into a large mixing bowl. And then we'll talk about the stuff that you want to blend up. So after you do this, you want to put in 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice and 1/2 teaspoon of kelp granule. And again, I don't have any kelp granule, so I'm just going to use a couple sheets of the little seaweed, and that should be just fine. So anyways, going to put that in there, do this part first, put those 2 things in there, grind it up, put it into a bowl, and then I'll be back to talk to you about what we do in a blender in just a second. Alrighty guys, so come down to my counter and take a look at this. So this is what it crumbled up to look like in the food processor. So that looks like pretty good. It's got some of the little chunkies are a little bit bigger than others, but I think that's gonna be fine. So there's that. And the next part is what goes in your little blender here. So you need essentially 1/2 of a thing of tofu. And so I'm just using one of the smaller ones rather than 1/2 of a big one. We're going to blend some stuff here. It doesn't say that you have to like press this out or anything, so I'm not too worried about this. All right, tofu. This is supposed to blend smooth, so we'll see if that happens, but tofu, number 1. Next thing, we need 1.5 tablespoons. It says white wine or champagne vinegar. I'm not actually sure what champagne vinegar is, but I do know that I have white wine. So 1.5 tablespoons of white wine. And again, seeing as I'm making half of a batch, these are a little bit smaller measurements. So the ground mustard, oh geez, this container never wants to open nicely, is 1/4 of a teaspoon. We're gonna need 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, which is kind of an interesting ingredient in tuna fish flavor, but that sounds good to me. And we need 1/2 of a tablespoon of some mustard, and I think this will actually finish this container off. We'll see. Ah, wants to come out and join me. Well, I guess there's a little bit left in there still. We did buy a new one at the store today, because I thought maybe this wouldn't have enough in it, but okay. Mustard. Okay, so that is what goes in the blended part. So you're going to go and blend this up. It says to blend it until smooth. This may have a little bit of a difficulty blending because it's not super liquidy, but blend this up And then we're gonna come back and put this in here, and there's a few additions that you put in here to make it into your tuna salad. So I will be back in a second after this is blended, and we will make tuna salad. All right, guys, so here it is. It actually did cream up pretty nicely. So this tastes like, I don't know, like what? Totally different than anything I've ever had before. Not in a bad way, just in a, I've never had a tofu mayonnaise that tastes like this before. Which is not a bad thing. So we're gonna put this in here. All right, and then there's a few other ingredients that you want to add to this before stirring this all together. So there's, you're supposed to have chopped up 2 stalks of celery. Actually 1 stalk of celery, sorry, because I'm doing half of it. So 1 stalk of celery, I chopped that pretty fine. And then you need 2 green onions minced. That's actually only 1 green onion because ours are massive, so I only decided to do 1. And then you need 1/6 of a cup of red bell pepper, diced up. I did not measure that in the slightest. I just took part of a bell pepper and chopped part of it. So that goes in there. And then you also need about half of a cup of frozen peas that you have thawed. Mine are, they're about thawed. So, well, maybe not 100% thawed, but they're close. So then you just take this and you mix it up. And this is supposed to make your tuna salad. I was worried that amount of dressing would be way too much, but chickpeas are really dry, so they will suck up that liquid really well. Okay, that is your tuna salad. So you were supposed to let this sit in the refrigerator and marinate essentially for half an hour before you eat it, to let the flavors kind of commingle. But I'll try this for you and tell you what it tastes like. Hopefully it's gonna be fine, because that's what I want to take with me to eat. So let's give this stuff a try. I'm actually making a wrap with it and a whole bunch of spinach. So we'll see. It's not bad. I think I might have to reserve judgment until later. Let the flavors mix together, put it in the wrap with the spinach, and then try it. As it stands right now, it's totally edible. I don't know that it's the best chickpea tuna recipe I've ever come across, but let's let this sit for a while, and I will let you know in the morning what it ended up tasting like in my wrap, and see if it actually tastes a little bit better. Maybe I'll get my husband's opinion on this too. Of course, he doesn't care for celery, so if he gets a bite with some celery in it, he's not gonna like that part, but okay. It's okay, it's not bad. It's not awesome, but maybe it'll taste better later. I'll let you know in the morning. All right, I gotta get ready for work, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Alrighty, guys, so I am home from work and I have 3 things. So, tuna salad. Holy cow, that was really good. Like, that was really tasty. I was actually quite surprised. I didn't think it was gonna be awesome at all, and it was very good. So that was pretty exciting, actually. I would totally make that again. Totally would eat that, especially in the wrap with all the spinach and stuff. It was really, really good. I took a salad with me and found that my strawberry balsamic vinegar, it's not so awesome. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do with the rest of it, so I'm going to have to look up recipes that have like a berry vinegar and see what's up with that and what you can do with that, because it really wasn't super exciting. Those 2. Okay, 4 things. 3, the mango blueberry crunch is not good cold, so warm that up when you make that for sure. It's really not good cold. And then last, I have to go to work really early again tonight, and so I'm gonna have to get up really early. So I think this is gonna be one of, like, this is maybe the 3rd time this month that I haven't exercised. I'm just gonna go to bed. So I'm home. I put my dishes in the sink to soak. My husband will take care of them when he gets home because he's awesome like that if I don't do them. And yeah, I'm just going to bed. I don't know what I'm making for supper yet tonight either, because I have to get up very early and get everything going and be to work early, so I go to some stupid meeting that I don't want to go to. But I'll go because I'm supposed to. Anyways, yeah. So that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will talk to you again tonight.